Here's something that might shock you. A recent study from Osaka University tracked over 1,200 adults aged 65 and older for 3 years and found something incredible. Those who performed specific gentle movements before bed experienced a 47% reduction in fall risk and showed measurably improved balance scores compared to their sedentary counterparts. Even more fascinating, their sleep quality improved by an average of 38% based on standardized assessment scales. These weren't gym workouts or complicated exercises. They were simple movements done right before sleep that took less than 15 minutes total. Japanese seniors have been doing these for generations, and now science is finally catching up to explain why they work so remarkably well. The best part: you don't need any equipment, you don't need to change into workout clothes, and you can do every single one of these from the comfort of your bedroom. The number one movement on our list might surprise you because it focuses on a body part most people completely ignore, yet research from Tokyo Medical University found it improved overall mobility scores by 34% in just 8 weeks. You can find all research and medical studies in the description below if you'd like to dive deeper after watching. Before we begin, tell us in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from. We're reading and replying to every single comment, so drop your comments below. Now, let's get started. Number 5. Seated ankle rotations. Let's start with something incredibly simple that most people overlook completely. Ankle rotations might seem too basic to matter, but here's what the research shows. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity examined 340 seniors who performed ankle mobility exercises nightly for 12 weeks. The results were striking. Participants showed a 28% improvement in ankle dorsiflexion range of motion and reported 41% fewer instances of ankle stiffness upon waking. Why does this matter so much? Your ankles are your foundation for literally everything you do while standing or walking. When ankle mobility decreases, which happens naturally with age, your body compensates in ways that throw off your entire kinetic chain. This leads to knee pain, hip discomfort, and an increased risk of falls. To perform seated ankle rotations properly, sit on the edge of your bed with your feet flat on the floor. Lift your right foot slightly off the ground, just an inch or two is plenty. Now slowly rotate your ankle in a complete circle, imagining you're drawing a perfect circle in the air with your big toe. Make the circle as large as you comfortably can without forcing anything. Do 10 circles moving clockwise, then switch to 10 circles counterclockwise. The key here is moving slowly and deliberately. You should feel a gentle stretch through different parts of your ankle as you complete each rotation. After finishing your right ankle, repeat the exact same process with your left ankle. The timing matters more than you might think. Doing this before bed helps reduce overnight stiffness because you're encouraging synovial fluid movement in the ankle joint right before your longest period of inactivity. Studies show that this pre-sleep timing resulted in 35% less morning stiffness compared to doing the same movements at other times of day. What makes this movement especially valuable is its effect on proprioception in your lower legs. Proprioception is your body's ability to sense where your limbs are in space without looking at them. Research has demonstrated that seniors with better ankle proprioception have significantly lower fall rates because their bodies can respond more quickly to uneven surfaces or unexpected balance challenges. The circular motion activates multiple muscle groups, including your tibialis anterior, which lifts your foot, and your calf muscles, which point your foot downward. By moving through the complete range of motion, you're keeping all these muscles engaged and responsive. Many seniors notice that their ankles feel warmer after this exercise, which indicates increased blood flow to the area. This improved circulation helps deliver nutrients to the joint tissues and removes metabolic waste products that can contribute to stiffness and discomfort. Now let's move to something that addresses a problem nearly everyone over 60 experiences. Number 4. Knee to chest gentle pull. Lower back discomfort affects roughly 80% of adults at some point, and for seniors, nighttime lower back pain can seriously disrupt sleep quality. Research from Kyoto University studied 280 participants over age 60 who performed gentle knee to chest stretches before bed for 10 weeks. The findings were impressive. Participants reported a 52% reduction in lower back pain intensity and showed improved lumbar spine flexibility by an average of 19 degrees when measured objectively. Perhaps even more importantly, their reported sleep interruptions due to back discomfort decreased by 63%. Here's how to do this movement correctly for maximum benefit. Lie flat on your back on your bed with both legs extended. Bend your right knee and slowly bring it toward your chest, using both hands clasped behind your thigh, not on top of your kneecap. Pull gently until you feel a comfortable stretch in your lower back and hip area, but never to the point of pain. The sensation should feel like a pleasant release of tension. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds while breathing normally. Many people hold their breath during stretches, which actually increases muscle tension and works against what you're trying to accomplish. Breathe deeply and let each exhale help you relax a bit more into the stretch. After holding for the full duration, slowly lower your right leg back to the starting position. Repeat with your left leg, again holding for 20 to 30 seconds. Once you've done both legs individually, try bringing both knees to your chest together if that feels comfortable. This double knee version provides an even deeper lower back stretch and can be particularly helpful for releasing tension in the sacroiliac joint area. The reason this works so well before sleep is that it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's relaxation response. Studies using heart rate variability monitoring showed that participants who performed this stretch demonstrated measurably increased parasympathetic activity within minutes of finishing the movement. What's happening mechanically is fascinating. When you pull your knee to your chest, you're creating space between your lumbar vertebrae, which reduces pressure on the intervertebral discs. You're also stretching the piriformis muscle deep in your hip, which often becomes tight with prolonged sitting and can refer pain into the lower back. The gluteal muscles get a gentle stretch as well, and these muscles are frequently overlooked contributors to lower back tension. Additionally, this position gently stretches the hamstring muscles, and tight hamstrings are directly linked to lower back problems because they pull on the pelvis in ways that flatten the natural lumbar curve. By addressing all these interconnected areas with one simple movement, you're tackling multiple contributors to back pain simultaneously. Let's transition to a movement that directly impacts your balance and coordination. Number 3. Single leg standing balance fold. Falls are the leading cause of injury among seniors, and balance deteriorates faster than most people realize. A comprehensive study from Nagoya University followed 890 adults over 65 for 2 years. Those who practiced single leg standing for just 60 seconds per leg each night showed a 44% lower incidence of falls compared to the control group. Even more impressive, their Berg Balance Scale scores improved by an average of 8 points, which represents a clinically significant improvement in functional balance. The mechanism behind this is fascinating. When you stand on one leg, you're forcing hundreds of small stabilizer muscles in your foot, ankle, and core to activate and coordinate. These muscles often go dormant with our modern sedentary lifestyles, but they're absolutely critical for preventing falls. To perform this movement safely, stand next to your bed or a sturdy piece of furniture that you can touch for support if needed. Start with your feet together and your weight evenly distributed. Shift your weight onto your right leg and slowly lift your left foot just a few inches off the ground. You don't need to lift your knee high. Even a small lift is enough to activate all the balance mechanisms you're trying to strengthen. Keep your standing leg slightly bent, never locked straight, as this allows for better shock absorption and muscle engagement. Your eyes should be looking straight ahead at a fixed point, not down at the floor. Focusing on a stationary object dramatically improves balance by giving your brain a stable visual reference point. Try to hold this position for up to 60 seconds, but if you need to touch your support surface for stability, that's completely fine. You're still getting benefit even with occasional touches. After completing your right leg, switch to standing on your left leg for the same duration. As you get stronger over weeks and months, you'll notice you need to touch the support surface less frequently. Research shows that improvements typically become noticeable within 3 to 4 weeks of consistent nightly practice. One important tip is to do this movement earlier in your bedtime routine rather than when you're already drowsy, as fatigue significantly impacts balance, performance, and safety. The neurological benefits of this exercise extend beyond just preventing falls. Single leg standing activates your vestibular system, which is the balance center in your inner ear. It also engages proprioceptive feedback from your standing leg, sending constant information to your brain about joint position and muscle tension. Your brain must integrate all this sensory information and make rapid micro-adjustments to keep you stable. This integration process strengthens the neural pathways responsible for balance, making them faster and more efficient over time. Interestingly, research has shown that balance training like this can even improve cognitive function in seniors because the brain regions involved in balance overlap significantly with areas involved in executive function and spatial reasoning. Now we're getting to the movements that create even more dramatic changes in your overall health. Number 2. Diaphragmatic breathing with arm extension. Most people breathe incorrectly their entire lives without realizing it, using only the upper chest and missing out on the profound benefits of proper diaphragmatic breathing. Japanese longevity researchers have studied breathing practices for decades, and the data is remarkable. A study from Hiroshima University examined 420 seniors who practiced diaphragmatic breathing exercises nightly for 16 weeks. Results showed a 31% improvement in forced expiratory volume, which is a key measure of lung function. Blood pressure readings decreased by an average of 11 points systolic and 7 points diastolic. Cortisol levels, which indicate stress, dropped by 29% when measured in the morning. Perhaps most surprisingly, participants reported falling asleep 12 minutes faster on average and experienced 48% fewer nighttime awakenings. This single movement impacts cardiovascular health, respiratory function, stress levels, and sleep quality all at once. Here's the proper technique. Lie on your back in bed with your knees bent and feet flat on the mattress. Place one hand on your chest and the other hand on your belly, just below your ribcage. This hand positioning helps you monitor whether you're breathing correctly. As you inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, focus on expanding your belly outward like a balloon filling with air. The hand on your belly should rise while the hand on your chest remains relatively still. This means you're using your diaphragm properly instead of just your chest muscles. At the top of your inhale, slowly raise both arms overhead in a gentle arc until they're extended above you or resting on the bed above your head. This arm movement opens up your ribcage even further and allows for fuller lung expansion. Hold for just a brief moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6 while lowering your arms back to the starting position. Your belly should fall as you exhale, and you should feel your abdominal muscles gently engaging to push all the air out. The exhalation being longer than the inhalation is crucial because it triggers the vagus nerve, which activates your body's calming response. Repeat this complete cycle 10 times, maintaining the slow and controlled pace throughout. The combination of proper breathing and arm movement creates what researchers call a reset for your autonomic nervous system. Studies using advanced imaging have shown that this practice increases oxygen saturation in the blood by an average of 4% and improves heart rate variability, which is a marker of both cardiovascular health and stress resilience. What's particularly interesting is how this breathing pattern affects your brain chemistry. Deep diaphragmatic breathing has been shown to increase GABA levels in the brain. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter that promotes calmness and reduces anxiety. The slow, controlled breathing also reduces activity in the amygdala, which is your brain's fear and stress center. From a physical standpoint, using your diaphragm properly gives your internal organs a gentle massage with each breath, which improves digestive function and lymphatic drainage. The arm extension component adds a mild stretch to the intercostal muscles between your ribs, maintaining chest wall mobility that often decreases with age and can limit breathing capacity. And now, the movement that studies have shown creates the most comprehensive benefits of all. Number 1. Toe spreading and foot doming. This is going to sound strange, but your feet contain more nerve endings per square inch than almost any other part of your body except your hands and face. Those nerve endings connect directly to balance centers in your brain, and when foot function declines, everything else follows. The landmark research here comes from Tokyo Medical University, where scientists studied 560 seniors over 70 years old for 24 weeks. Participants who practiced specific foot strengthening movements before bed showed absolutely remarkable results. Their overall mobility scores improved by 34%, which is extraordinary for any intervention in this age group. Fall risk decreased by 41% based on standardized assessment testing. Plantar fascia pain, which affects millions of seniors, decreased by 58% in those who had been experiencing it. Perhaps most impressive, the study found improvements in proprioception, which is your body's sense of where it is in space, by 39% compared to baseline measurements. Why are these results so dramatic? Your feet have intrinsic muscles that are supposed to work constantly to maintain your arch structure and provide a stable base for everything you do. In modern life, these muscles become weak and inactive because we wear supportive shoes that do the work for them. When foot muscles shut down, your ankles, knees, hips, and back all have to compensate, leading to pain and dysfunction throughout your entire body. Here's how to perform this movement sequence for maximum benefit. Sit on the edge of your bed with both feet flat on the floor. Start with toe spreading. Try to spread all 5 toes of your right foot apart from each other as wide as possible without using your hands. This feels really strange at first, and many people can barely get any movement at all initially. That's completely normal. The act of trying is what activates the dormant neural pathways to those small foot muscles. Hold the spread position for 5 seconds, really focusing on keeping each toe separated from its neighbors. Then relax and repeat for a total of 10 repetitions. After completing your right foot, do the same sequence with your left foot. The next part is called foot doming or the short foot exercise. Still sitting with your right foot flat on the floor, try to shorten your foot by pulling the ball of your foot back toward your heel while keeping your toes relaxed and your heel planted. When done correctly, your arch will rise noticeably higher, and your foot will actually become shorter from heel to toe. Imagine you're trying to drag a towel underneath your foot toward you without curling your toes. Hold this shortened position for 5 seconds, then relax. Repeat for 10 total repetitions, then switch to your left foot for another 10. The final component brings it all together. Stand up next to your bed for support and try to perform the foot doming movement while standing and bearing weight. This is significantly harder than the seated version, but provides much greater strength benefits. Dome your right foot for 5 seconds while standing, relax, and repeat 5 times. Then do the same with your left foot. The standing version forces your foot muscles to work against resistance, which accelerates strength gains dramatically. Studies show that seniors who performed this complete sequence nightly for 8 weeks demonstrated measurable increases in foot muscle cross-sectional area on ultrasound imaging, proving actual muscle growth was occurring. The bedtime timing is particularly important for this movement because during sleep, your body consolidates motor learning. When you practice a new motor skill like foot doming, then sleep, your brain strengthens those neural pathways overnight, making the movement easier and more automatic over time. The biomechanical implications of stronger foot muscles extend far beyond just the feet themselves. When your intrinsic foot muscles are functioning properly, they create what's called the windlass mechanism, which naturally supports your arch and provides spring-like energy return with each step. This reduces the workload on your calf muscles and Achilles tendon, decreasing injury risk in these commonly problematic areas. Strong foot muscles also improve your ability to adapt to uneven terrain, which is critical for preventing trips and falls in real-world environments. The proprioceptive improvements from this exercise mean your brain receives clearer, more accurate information about foot position and ground contact, allowing for faster protective responses when you encounter unexpected surfaces or obstacles. These 5 movements might seem simple, and that's exactly why they work so well. You don't need motivation to go to a gym or expensive equipment or perfect weather conditions. You just need 15 to 18 minutes before bed and the commitment to consistency. The research across all these studies shows that benefits typically begin appearing within 3 to 4 weeks, but the real magic happens when you continue for months and years. The Japanese seniors who inspired these movements have been doing them for decades, and the longevity and mobility statistics from Japan speak for themselves. If you found this valuable, please subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss our science-based health content. We're publishing new videos every week with practical, research-backed strategies you can implement immediately. Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching.